Okay, boys and girls, I need eyes on me and listening ears on. Today, we are going to learn about what plants, animals, and humans need to help them live and the different places that they live. Can anyone raise a quiet hand and tell me the name for where animals, people, and plants live? That's right. Plants and animals and people do all live in a home. This home for plants, animals, and people is called a habitat. Do you know what's cool? People, plants, and animals all have their own habitat. So our habitat would be the house that we live in. This picture of a brick house shows us that this habitat is most likely for people like our family and our friends. So somewhere that a person lives. Like people, plants and animals have their own habitat. Can anyone tell me a habitat for a fish? Good job, Sam. A fish's habitat is in the ocean. Now, let's focus our eyes on the screen and look at the habitat poster I have. The first three pictures are land habitats, so birds could live in the rainforest and snakes in the desert. The pictures on the bottom are water habitats. Water habitats are where fish and sharks live. Since water helps keep fish alive, the ocean is very important for survival. Okay, now that we have discussed different habitats, you all get to do two fun activities during center time today. The first activity is creating a habitat flip book. Here is the book that Miss Pope made. I did my very best coloring and cutting too. The book shows habitats of oceans, deserts, and forests, and each animal that lives in each. The next activity you get to do is make your own animal and its habitat out of Play-Doh. So if Miss Pope makes a fish, I will also have to make water and seaweed so my fish has a place to live. But before we start centers, let's practice matching different animals to their habitat. On the left side, we have a beaver, a bird, a frog, ants, and a fish. And on the right side, we have an anthill, a fishbowl, logs, a tree with a nest, and a pond. So now let's match where we think these animals live. A beaver's habitat would be a river with sticks. A bird's habitat would be a tree with a nest. A frog's habitat would be a pond with lily pads. An ant's habitat would be an anthill, and a fish's habitat would be in a fishbowl. All of these animals rely on their habitat to keep them safe. Okay, now let's all put our center activities away and come back and sit quietly on the carpet. Now that we know plants, animals, and people all live in a habitat, we need to talk about what these plants, animals, and people need to survive in their habitat. People, like us, need air, water, and food to survive. Let's look at the chart I created. Like us, plants need air and water, but they also need sunlight, soil, and seeds to survive. Give me a thumbs up if you've ever gave a plant what it needs to survive. So if you've given a plant water, or put it in the sunlight, or given it soil, give me a thumbs up so I know. Awesome. Animals need air, water, food, and space to live, just like we do. So that means people and animals have some of the same needs. Now, I know some of you might think that plants only need sun to grow bigger, but plants need sunlight to stay alive, not just grow. Some of you might also think that all animals eat the same food, but some animals like to eat plants, some animals like to eat bugs, and some like to eat other insects. We don't like to all eat the same food every day, so I don't think an animal would like to either. Since the class has been working hard all day, we are going to get to go on an exploration. This means that the class gets to go to the playground area to find something cool. But first, I'm going to give you all a pair of socks that I want you to put on. When we get to the playground area, I want you all to walk around in the grass. In the grass, there are plants and seeds that are going to stick to your socks. When we get back to class, we're going to plant your socks in our classroom planter. Each day, you will give your plant the item it needs to survive and grow. So if it needs water, you'll give it a little water. If it needs more sunlight, you'll put it near the window. And if it needs more soil, we have extra you can add. In your science journal, you will write down what your plant looks like that day and what you gave it. So if you watered your plant and it has grown a stem, that is what you will write down in your science journal. If you are all ready to explore, say, "Let's go explore."